A variables grid is a tool used to narrow a broad question into a question we can investigate, which helps in the planning of a fair test investigation. It helps students identify potential variables and makes it easier to decide which variable to change. Variables are factors, traits, or conditions that may impact the outcome of an investigation. Changing just one variable is crucial for making an investigation fair. If we change more than one variable, we won't know which change had the biggest impact. In a fair test, you must change one thing, the independent variable, measure the outcome, the dependent variable, and keep everything else the same, the controlled variables. A fun mnemonic can be used to remember this process. The variables grid can start as a 3x3 grid, with rows or columns added or removed depending on the needs of your students. To complete the variables grid, start with a broad question and work out what you would measure to answer the question. Record the measurement in the centre of the grid and place an M in the corner of the box as a reminder. In this example, students measure the variables that will affect the growth of the plant, such as the height of the plant, number of new leaves or buds, number of new branches or shoots, or width of the plant. Brainstorm all factors that affect plant growth, in this case, the height of the plant, such as the type of plant, water amount, location, time of day, season, and fertiliser use. Add rows or columns if students think of more variables, remove them or leave them blank if they can't fill in all the boxes. Decide which variable to change and mark it with a C as a reminder. For example, if changing the amount of water, place C in that grid square. Keep every other box marked with S to remind them that all variables will remain the same. Now turn the broad question into an investigable one, using the question scaffold. What happens to if we change? In this case, the question we're investigating will be, what happens to the vertical growth of a plant if we change how much water it receives? By using the variables, we've turned a broad question into a question we can investigate, and now we can start to plan our fair test investigation. This helps identify the equipment needed, how many of each item will be needed, and the steps to complete the investigation.